The most common complaint I hear when it comes to bulking isn't gaining fat. It's the price. So I'm shopping at the most popular grocery store in America to make a perfect lean bulk meal plan for just $8 per day. First item on the list, we have russet potatoes. This is a 5-pound sack for $2.47. Potatoes are a great source of complex carbs and they're delicious. Potatoes in the cart. Another carb source is sourdough bread. This is super gut friendly and gonna make a huge difference in digestion, which you don't wanna overlook when you're bulking. And I'm actually spending just a little bit more on this, on the higher quality bread, which will all make sense in just a second. The rules of the diet are simple. It has to be clean and lean. So stuff like this is off limits. It has to be high in protein, like this tub of Greek yogurt, to help me hit 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And it has to be tasty. Who doesn't love peanut butter for some healthy fats?
And most importantly, it's gotta be cheap.
Now on to the 5-inch punishers, and by that, I mean bananas. Great source of carbs, great source of potassium, literally 54 cents per pound, super budget friendly. And you're gonna see what we're using this for in just a minute. Are you a breast guy or are you a thigh guy? I'm both of them, but today we're actually going with chicken breast because this is $2.57 per pound and the thighs are $3.12 per pound. So this is more budget friendly. The thighs do have a little bit more fat, which is a little bit more calorically dense, but today I think I'm a breast guy. And for another protein source that I see nobody ever eat is pork chops. When you get a lean cut of pork like this, it tastes way better than chicken, has a little bit more fat than chicken, which is perfect for bulking. You're gonna see exactly what I'm gonna do with this later, but don't sleep on them pork, man. Next item on the list is some green onions. This is a perfect way to make literally every single meal taste better. It's $1.07 for all of these green onions going in the cart. In it 'cause I'm rolling up that broccoli. Anyone remember that song? Anyway, broccoli, $1.97 a pound. Yes, we still need to be getting our veggies in when we're bulking. They're super dense in micronutrients. We don't want a lot of them to take up a lot of stomach space because then you get really full for not a lot of calories, but we definitely don't want to skip out on vegetables. You know what they say, veggies make you strong. They don't say that, but I do. And another option, we have some mushrooms right here. This is just gonna spice up your meals even more. I'm going to use these in my meal plan, but I know a lot of people don't like mushrooms, so I'm not gonna include it in the grocery bill. You're gonna see exactly how I use these in just a minute as well. We're now in the sauce aisle. I'm surrounded by a bunch of deliciousness, and what I choose to get right now is some yellow mustard for 68 cents. What I would recommend is get a bunch of different sauces all at once, mix and match how you please, and use them on a bunch of different meals to spice up your meals. Because when you use a new sauce, it's basically like getting a new meal each and every single day. Right now, I'm just going with some mustard because that's what we're using in the meal plan, but I suggest you get a bunch of different ones and make it exciting. And just like sauces, you should have a bunch of different seasonings in your house because they're going to spice up your boring meals and taste so much different. So I'm not gonna price out each individual spice that I'm getting right here. Make sure you have enough. Whew. We're throwing elbows. I'm not actually gonna get the elbows. I'm gonna get the penne because I like penne better. This is a pound of pasta for 98 cents. Such an underrated carb source, and you can make this into such interesting meals. I don't know why more people don't eat pasta on a bulk. I love it. And it's going in the cart, brother. And next up on the list, we have some tried and true eggs. You'll see right here, I have some regular large white eggs, and then I have some pasture raised eggs right here. These are $1.97. These are $6.67. Buy whatever fits your budget. If you can squeeze to get the extra higher quality, go get the extra higher quality, but they're not gonna be that much better. They might taste slightly better, have a few more micronutrients, but it's not going to make or break your diet. And right now, we're bulking on a budget. We're going with the large white eggs for $1.97. Next up, we have some butter. This might be a sleeper pick because you're like, butter is not healthy. Butter is not inherently unhealthy. It's just if you cook everything in butter, you're gonna be eating way too many calories, but it's perfect for bulking. This is only $3.48 for 4 sticks of butter. We're gonna be able to put this on our meals to make them higher calorie with not a lot of cost, and butter makes everything taste better, baby. Butter in the cart. Wha-bam. He needs some milk. And by that, I mean I need some milk. I have regular skim milk and I have lactose-free skim milk because I am a little bit lactose intolerant. For the sake of this video, I'm gonna be using the $2 price tag of this. This is $3.16. I hope you can forgive me. Skim milk going in the cart.
Another great tip to cut costs is to buy in bulk. Even though it may be more expensive at once, it can save you a surprising amount of money in the long run.
Now on to some cereal. We have the Great Value brand Rice Crisps, which is just Rice Krispies, but you might be like, Casey, cereal isn't clean. That's not keeping it clean and mean. Yes, it is, because it's literally rice, sugar, a little bit of corn syrup, and some salt. It is just some puffed rice. It is the exact same thing as white rice. And another great tip, buy the store brand stuff. get the great value stuff. It's gonna be so much cheaper in the long run than if you bought the name brand. Rice Crisps are going in the cart. And all the way down to the bottom is the cheapest Bear of Honey. This is $3.74. Like I said before, buy whatever expensive product you want if you have the budget. But the cheap one does the same thing. Super fast digesting source of carbs, and it is a great way to make your meals taste so much better, add some extra calories, and yes, it is sugary, but it's a natural sugar and it's delicious. So we're going with some honey right in the cart. And now that the cart is all nice and full, let's see how much this haul really costs. Wow, that is even cheaper than I was expecting, but I want you guys to guess down in the comments how much this entire haul costs just based on the top of your head. And you never know when I'm gonna give someone a $100 Young LA gift card for doing what I say. You never know. Yep. In front of me are all of our protein, carbs, and fats, but before I tell you the total price, remember, I'm not eating all of this in one day, so I'll individually price the meal and the entire day. Most of this stuff will last me around a week, some a little bit more, some a little bit less. But the grand total price, drum roll please, $55.34, which is an absolute steal of a deal, but the only thing left to do is to make it into a scrumptious meal plan you actually want to follow. Whoa! Why does that always happen when I go to prep food? Every superhero needs their cape. I guess every superhero really does need their cape.
I'll be prepping a 3,000 calorie bulking plan, but I'll also include a 4,000 calorie version as well. So you can see how price and portions would scale if you need to eat more. And you can always make more or less depending on how much you need for the week. I prep all of my food ahead of time so that I know I'll stay on plan and on budget throughout the week. I also don't prep individual meals. I prep ingredients so that I can mix and match meals during the week, giving me more variety, which makes it way more sustainable. This full prep should only take around 60 minutes once per week, since I try to do it as quickly and efficiently as possible.
And my best tip so that you're not spending all day in the kitchen is start with the things that take the longest to cook first, so that while they're cooking, you can be getting everything else done. You're in and out in under an hour. For me, that is my 5-pound pack of potatoes, and they're real easy. So let's get cracking.
Start by preheating your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, then throw in about 4 pounds of your potatoes into a bowl. Rinse under cold water to knock off any dirt, drain and dry them on paper towels, transfer to a baking sheet, and optionally hit them with a little bit of avocado oil spray and salt.
Give them a nice little shaky, and then they're going in the oven
for about 40 minutes or until they're almost cooked all the way through, to prevent them from overcooking when you reheat them throughout the week. You'll know they're done when you can insert a fork with just a little bit of resistance. And while your potatoes are cooking, that gives you enough time to grab your beautiful Young LA cutting board and knife, code Casey to save money on any of the clothes I wear throughout the entire video, and then start thinking about your chicken. Not that one, you sicko. But you can admire their size because
these breasts definitely ain't natty.
Enough with the jokes, because we have some breasts to play with. Start by trimming off any excess fat. Chicken fat like this doesn't add any extra flavor like beef fat and is generally a weird texture when cooked. So I clean them up as much as possible, but I don't actually
wash your chicken, wash your chicken. You don't need to freaking wash chicken,
because it doesn't actually wash anything and just gives the bacteria a better chance to spread around your kitchen. Once your breasts are trimmed up, discard the fat and begin seasoning generously. And I mean generously. I don't want to see any white boy seasoning around here, because this is what will make your chicken actually taste good. Today, I'm just going with a simple Cajun seasoning and some more salt before I start mixing it up and
shit, don't breathe in your seasonings.
Which might be my best tip of the day other than
slap your meat.
For best results, marinate your chicken overnight, but if you're impatient like me,
and now it's time to cook these breasts. And I ain't talking about no bench press.
On a parchment lined baking sheet, evenly lay out your chicken and throw it into your 400 degree oven for about 20 minutes or until it reaches an internal temperature of 160 degrees Fahrenheit, which should leave them looking perfectly golden brown and juicy, which means it's on to the next item.
What do you call a pig that plays tug of war?
I don't know.
Pulled pork.
More bad jokes.
Wow.
Anyway, transfer your pork chops into a bowl where you'll add some mustard and seasonings of your choice. The pork will pair perfectly with this buttery garlic herb seasoning and some salt. Again, don't be shy with your seasoning or your hands and let everything get to know each other. And once your hands are adequately dirty and pork chops adequately seasoned, they'll go into a medium-high heat pan for a few minutes until the bottom has a beautiful crust, which is when you'll flip, optionally throw in the mushrooms we debated about earlier, and cover for a few more minutes, or until your chops reach 145 degrees Fahrenheit and look absolutely gorgeous.
That looks incredible. You're telling me that whole thing costs like $8?
Never mind. Mushrooms are not optional. For your pasta, start by filling a large pot with water.
Wait, I don't really need to show you how to cook a box of pasta, right?
All you need to do is follow the box. So boil water, throw in pasta, stir occasionally for the predetermined amount of time, and drain. And while your pasta is cooking, prep your veggies, which is as easy as chopping your broccoli into broccoli-sized pieces, thinly dicing your green onions, but not like that.
They call me the Green Onion Goblin.
Transfer everything into large storage containers for easy access during the week, and voila, your protein, carbs, and veggies for the week are prepped in 60 minutes or less. There's just one last thing to make tonight to be ready for the morning. So in a bowl, combine 340 grams of non-fat Greek yogurt, 20 grams of honey, and 30 grams of peanut butter. Cover and store in the fridge overnight. Then in the morning, take your banana. No. Not that one. You gotta stop, dude. Peel your banana and slice it into coins, showing off your knife skills once more. Arrange in a beautiful pattern, and congratulations, breakfast is served in less than 5 minutes.
All for under $2 with 42 grams of protein. And the best part is you can easily take this on the go to work or class to get quality calories in super early in the day. Actually, I really hope the best part is the taste. Let's see how it is. Big bite going in. Ooh! Oh my peanut butter, honey, banana goodness. You have to make this.
Having a quick and convenient way to get a bunch of clean calories in early in the morning is the best way to set yourself up for success when you're bulking, because it gives you the most time to digest between meals during the day, which ensures your digestion is on point and your appetite is still high while getting all of your calories in.
This flavor combination goes so well together, but if this isn't for you, you can mix and match with different Greek yogurt, fruit, and nut butter flavors to make it whatever you like.
And to make sure these amounts are actually hitting my macro targets for the day, I'll be tracking everything with Macrofactor.
That slid down my throat like it was no one's business. Now, on to meal number 2.
For meal number 2, start by grabbing 82 grams of Rice Krispies and 16 ounces of skim milk.
Wait, you don't really need me to tell you how to make this, right?
All you have to do is scan each item in and adjust it to the portion you have in literal seconds. In Macrofactor, you can manage all of your nutrition data in one clean dashboard.
And based on the data that you log, it'll dynamically estimate your daily caloric expenditure and adjust based on how your body responds to the food that you're eating, which allows me to make sure that I'm in a 200 to 400 calorie surplus, which is perfect for a lean bulk to ensure that I'm putting on as much muscle as possible while minimizing all the fat gain. But Casey, that sounds like a premium app, and this is a budget-friendly video. There's no way I'm ever gonna be able to afford that. What if I told you for just $6 a month, which comes out to 20 cents per day when you sign up for an annual plan, you can have Macrofactor all for yourself? Crazy, right? Better yet, new users get a 14-day free trial when you sign up using code Casey or using the link in the description box down below. Thanks again, Macrofactor, for sponsoring this portion of today's video. Now, let's get to meal number 2. And for 78 pennies and approximately 24 seconds of your time, your pre-workout cereal is ready. And yes, this still fits the rules of this diet and is super clean because it's literally just puffed rice and some milk, which is exactly where whey protein comes from. This is just cheaper, tastes delicious, and gets the job done. Plus, who doesn't love cereal?
But since this is such an easily digesting meal, you'll want to train around 45 minutes to an hour after eating to ensure your fuel lasts the whole workout, so
it's time to go train. And if you're gonna be eating in a slight surplus, you better be putting those calories to good use. And like clockwork, the pump was great, and I felt so strong the entire workout, even hit a few PRs. Oh, that's a PR. Woo! But now that means it's time to recover.
With a beautiful post-workout chicken and pasta bowl. All you need is your pre-prep chicken breast, pasta, broccoli, and butter. On an air fryer sheet, grab your broccoli and start by hitting it with a touch of spray oil, then generously season with salt and any other seasonings of your choosing. Air fry your broccoli on 400 degrees for about 8 minutes or until lightly crisp. Then in a pan, toss in your sliced chicken and season once again with salt and pepper to taste. Using the pan to reheat proteins is the best way to ensure it doesn't come out rubbery after a few days in the fridge, because we all know that's the worst. Grab your bowl of pasta and throw in your butter. Come on, get it, come on, get in there.
And let Chef Mike do his thing for a couple minutes.
Lastly, assemble your bowl with chicken, broccoli, and optionally, but highly recommended, green onion.
This is what I call getting creative and taking your meals up a notch. This has everything that you want in a post-workout meal. The butter works as an amazing sauce so that this isn't dry. The chicken breast has our protein, we got our veggies, and we got our carbs. This is all I really want in a post-workout meal.
Which is why getting creative with less expensive but still nutritious ingredients is so important to staying on budget.
I might say it, I'm taking this over chicken and rice 6 out of the 7 days of the week.
Adding things like butter or healthy oils while cooking will add lots of calories for minimal cost and stomach space. And they're totally fine in moderation as long as you don't go overboard.
I can't believe this costs less than a pack of gum.
Meal 4 is one you'd assume is expensive if I didn't tell you the price, which will contain pork, potatoes, broccoli, and butter. Toss your potato in the air fryer to re-crisp and finish the cooking process. And do the exact same thing with your broccoli as you did before. Then throw your pork into a medium-high heat pan and cover until heated throughout. To finish, grab your potato, slice it in half, add butter and green onion, and finally hit it with some more salt and pepper to taste. Finish plating your dish with the pork, broccoli, and optionally some mustard. And get ready to feast, because
this is restaurant quality and taste at gas station snack prices. And it's not gonna make me feel like junk after I eat it.
The cheaper option would have been to go with more chicken breast, but I love varying protein sources because eating the same thing multiple times per day is boring.
Protein from the pork, complex carbs from the potatoes, fat from the butter, and you can't forget your veggies.
And if you get tired of your meals, you're less likely to follow your meal plan and say things like this after each meal.
Wow, I'm really sad that's over.
But luckily, the day isn't over because we still have one more meal. And for that, you'll need sourdough bread, eggs, peanut butter, and honey. Grab 2 slices of bread and let them toast. Then, in a pan, crack 3 eggs, season with salt and pepper, and begin constantly stirring.
Sorry to interrupt, but if you want the full meal plan and grocery list, I've left the link down in the description box below. And while you're down there, give this video a like and hit the subscribe button.
Once ready, slap some peanut butter and a drizzle of honey on top of your toast, plate up your eggs,
and now you have the perfect, cozy, delicious meal before you tuck in bed for just $1.40.
allowing you to sleep like a baby at night, knowing you're saving money and making incredible gains. And with just a little bit of effort, you can have 5 incredible meals totaling over 3,000 calories and 190 grams of protein, all while staying on budget for just $8.44 per day. Because remember, I'm not special, I'm just consistent. And if you want to see more grocery hauls from literally every other store, here's a playlist with them all. Seriously, I've made way too many grocery hauls.
Probably don't need this second head, but you can't complain about getting head twice, right?